Hello, and thank you for tuning into another episode of Societal Dissection. I am your host, Daniel Langston, certified doctor, as you might have noticed from my gloves and my gauze, as well as my name and logo. Today we will be talking about euthanasia, the choice denied. The challenge with euthanasia is that people must decide whether one has the right to choose life or death. In fact, the issue seems to extend beyond to encompass even the type of death, an agonized and painful end, or a peaceful and pain-free one. The idea that euthanasia is wrong comes from modern times. It is not directly an ancient religious or philosophical saying. For instance, some of the most well-known philosophers, such as Plato, Aristotle, Pythagoras, all did believe that murdering and suicide were acts that should be condemned. However, merciful death was a common exception for them. They described merciful death as that if someone is in an incurable state of suffering, that those circumstances might warrant a quick and painless termination. Moreover, neither the Bible nor the Quran does explicitly condemn suicide. In the Ten Commandments, which are common across Holy Scriptures for Jews and Muslims and Christians, the argument against the right to die is slightly mentioned. The sixth commandment states, "Thou shalt not kill," which in simple English means should not murder. This is a strong theological argument against euthanasia, but does it really condemn merciful death? This is a question that opposes various religions. It is most commonly interpreted by saying that life is too sacred to be taken by anyone except God. In 2002, the Netherlands became the first country to legalize patient-assisted suicide. Around 13% of the death toll in the country is from euthanasia. The Netherlands demonstrates the capability of analyzing the gray area of assisted suicide and making a decision that benefits the only person that matters, the suffering patient. This is Chantal Sobry. Chantal is a French school teacher who developed a tumor in her nasal cavity that forced her facial features to be pushed out and distorted. When doctors told her they could not safely remove the tumor, Chantal asked for assisted suicide. She was denied. She was forced to live the rest of her days with immense pressure on her facial organs with little help from strong painkillers. Chantal later died on March 19, 2008, when she accidentally walked in the path of a falling piano. According to the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, dignity is the first and foremost right of any individual. If a person is killed, he or she is then objectified and the sanctity of life violated. It is precisely this dehumanizing aspect of euthanasia that makes it so controversial. Contemporary society is built on a value system that venerates heroism, courage, sacrifice, and martyrs. People like Gandhi and Nelson Mandela were idolized because they endured pain. Therefore, euthanasia might be widely rejected because accepting pain is sometimes an essential feature denoting strength in a person. Decriminalizing euthanasia could be synonymous with subverting the value system into weakness and cowardice. This could not be farther from the truth. There have been individuals who are currently coined as Dr. Death, be it in America, Australia, or other parts of the world. In Australia, there was Dr. Philip Nish, who is the founder of a pro-euthanasia group called Exit International. He was also the first doctor to administer a legal and voluntary lethal injection. Exit International has developed several approaches for death. This is Dr. Philip Nish. He is currently holding a kit of his lethal injection method. In America, there was Jack Kevorkian, who was coined Dr. Death due to his part in assisted suicide. It was in 1990 that Kevorkian was involved in his first physician-assisted suicide of a patient suffering from Alzheimer's disease in the state of Oregon. This is Dr. Jack Kevorkian and his homemade lethal injection machine. Because the government did not share his empathy for suffering individuals, he was convicted on March 26, 1999 of second-degree murder. He used his homemade device, which injected the agents that carried out the termination. Moreover, he is known for saying that dying is not a crime. Although it can be argued permitting suicidal death through euthanasia could hinder the large efforts that have been put forth to keep people alive, it is those same efforts that should realize that some people are in just too much pain to wait for the technology or a cure to become readily available. There is no denying that medicinal breakthroughs are at an all-time high, but medical science technology still cannot alleviate all types of diseases or old age-related illnesses. It is because of this that euthanasia is a much-needed option for those plagued by terminal or uncurable illnesses. Well, that's it for today, kids, and if you find yourself in support of euthanasia, please write your congressman. As always, my name is Dr. Daniel Langston. You have been watching Societal Dissection, and I will see you next time. Now, if you'll excuse me, my surgical mask and I need to get back to work.